Happy evening once again. Not able to listen. Happy evening. Okay. I'll not take much time of you, maximum somewhere around 15 minutes. I'll take you through the journey of IT certifications. So, how many of you are interested to do the certification and get good job? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So, slides please. Looking for IT certification, there are 4 divisions. 4 classifications of IT certification. One is hardware, software, networking, multimedia. And apart from this, you also have mobile technology and cloud technology, which is heterogeneous product of all this. Okay? So let us go through all the certifications one by one. Okay. So in certifications, there are 2 classifications again in the certifications. One is technical and non-technical. Technical means you are going to learn something on the technology. Maybe a coding, maybe an administration, maybe fine-tuning, okay, or maybe security or the testing products. When you say non-technical, it is purely related to the standards. Maybe a soft skill or project management certification or program management certification. Okay? So you have to drive through both the certifications. It is very much important that you should know the technology and how to present the technology. Today, 2 key aspects will work. One is knowledge, one is communication. So when you talk about knowledge, it is the technology which you have. One is communication, the way how you are going to present, which is completely related to the soft skills. So you need to have technical and non-technical certifications too. Okay, scope of hardware career. If you are interested in hardware certification, what is the minimum requirement you need to have? You should have an electronic background. You should understand all the gadgets in electronics. There are many chip designing vendors in the country. Recently from Bangalore, smartplay.in was sold to US company for $100 billion. It's a chip-based company which is giving competition to Intel too. Okay? So it is very important that if you are passionate about electronics, if you know the logics of electronics, then you can choose hardware. What certification you need to go through if you want to have hardware technology? There is one certification. Whatever certification I am talking is about international certification. It is recognized worldwide. It is not only to the country or specific to any local area. It is recognized worldwide. You have an IT certification for hardware which is governed by CompTIA. So CompTIA has got wide range of certifications like say N+, A+, etc. So you can always choose CompTIA, that is top 1. And apart from that, you know that Apple is a different architectural compared to Intel or maybe the AMD technology. Apple has got a wide range of certifications too. So it is very important to get highlighted in the certification itself. You need to be specialized. You can always be specialized. You can go through the Apple certification where you have a real scarcity. Okay? So these are some of the hardware related certifications. Okay? Now let us come back to the software. The job availability for the hardware is a service engineer. You may have to open the PC or laptop or desktop or iPads or thin or thick devices. That's the scope of a hardware. You have to do the services lifelong. If you set up a business, you can go up to the level of chip design. That's the scope of a hardware. Okay? And you can choose hardware only if you are passionate or if you have the knowledge about the electronics or if you are interested in electronics. But if you want to choose a software line, you need to have a logic. The brain work. We're talking about brain too much today, right? So the brain work. You should know how to code. You should know how to write, fix to the system and start compiling n number of programs either in the mobile device or on the system. If you learn the certifications or if you choose a track of software, you can work in many companies. The scope is very wide. Throughout the world, if you compare hardware and the software, hardware has got less scope compared to the software. It's not that hardware is bad. So if you choose software, you have to learn number of programming language starting from C. Maybe it is there in your academics itself. Okay? So you can have a software career. In case of business, you can set up a development center. And in case of job opportunities, you can always be selective in many MNCs. Okay? So software has got a wide scope. But only one thing which you have to understand in the software is you should sit on the system and work day and night. So what are the certifications available in software? How do you put a value add in your resume? Starting from Microsoft, Java, Adobe, Oracle, or many other applications are there for you. Okay? You have a wide range of Microsoft certification, starting from MCP, Microsoft Certified Professional, to the solution developer. So there is no prerequisite for this certification. Level 1 of certifications you can always do and jump to level 2 of certifications. If you take any vendor like Microsoft, there are 3 to 4 levels of certifications. Okay? So you can start with level 1 of certification. You might have heard Google went to campus interview, took somebody 1.5 lakh pay per month. How is it possible? Even you have that skills. So you can always go through this certification, have that knowledge. The world's youngest certified guy is 13 years old. Just 13 years. Certified from Microsoft. Okay? So you can choose this certification. And one more value which I would like to add here is, if you are into coding, if you are into software, you should also have the knowledge of database. So you can go through the certifications like SQL from Microsoft, Oracle, okay, you have Oracle database, or IBM, Informex, etc. So next is networking. How many of you love to travel worldwide? Networking is the right job for you. Because for networking, you don't need any logic of coding. Whereas software, you need to have a logic of coding. You need to write a program. You need to understand how it works. Every line you have to understand how it works. Whereas, if you talk about networking, you need to have an experience. You should know how to diagnose the system. You should know how to handle the system. You should know how to connect the machines. You should know LAN, WAN, MAN technologies. So if you know that, you'll not be fixing into one location. You'll be administering many such locations. Okay? You need not worry about the logic. You should worry about the data center design. You should worry about the networking design. So you should be skilled enough to design a network. That's very easy, and very scarcity is there in the industry. Okay? So what network certifications you can take? You can start again from Microsoft. You have Microsoft Certified Professional, and you have a pioneer. The 80% of the market works on Cisco. Today, if you are able to browse successfully, it is because of Cisco networking. So never miss Cisco certification. If you do a Cisco certification, your networking is fulfilled. And similarly, if you want to start, I don't know what is networking at all, start with N+. Competia, N+. If you start with Competia N+, you'll get a complete idea about networking. There are certifications which may not give you value, but it will give you knowledge. And that knowledge, in turn, will give you value for the other certifications. A very good example is N+. So N+ may not have a direct value to you, but knowing N+ is like a basic foundation. Similarly, in software, C, if you learn only C language, you may not have a value. But C will give you a foundation for all other languages. So similarly, even networking, you need to know the basics of networking through N+. Okay? Then you can choose various certifications like, say, Microsoft Certified System Engineer, CCNP, etc. There are lovely certifications in networking where that is the only area where you will have a practical exams. Most of the other certifications is like objective type. You can just select the answers which is correct. You can guess an answer, or you may have the understanding or expertise in that and then answer it. But in case of networking, you have a challenging exam where they'll give you a live data center for you to configure. And if you are done with that, you are in cakewalk. So you'll get opportunities like anything. So networking practical exams like Red Hat certified engineer, try to target that. Last division of the certifications is multimedia. How many of you are creative? Yeah, good. Very only few. Until unless you are creative, don't enter into multimedia certifications at all. Because your target should be like Bahubali movie. Okay, I want to create one more like that. So you cannot use logic here. You cannot use expertise here. You need to be creative. You should always think out of the box. Then only you can create a product like Bahubali. There are more than 600 VFX effects in Bahubali. Nobody has tried in the world. Okay? So if you are creative enough, then you can always choose multimedia technology. So even multimedia technology has got various business opportunities, career opportunities, and the funds or value add in your multimedia technologies. Okay? So I'll show you some certificates here. Adobe certification, Apple certification. There is something called as Final Cut Pro, FCP. Very interesting videos. You can always download and create your own videos. You can create viral videos using all FCP technologies. And VFX, it's very familiar technology. Most of the Hollywood, Bollywood, Tollywood, all the movies are made through VFX. Okay? You can learn VFX. It's very creative, very interesting. But you should know that you should be creative. If you're not creative, there's nothing related to coding in this particular technology. You cannot go and code a Bahubali movie. Okay? So, Silicon Graphics is one more such certification. You saw 4 tracks of certification. Beyond this, you have something called as virtualization. Today, everything is on cloud. Do you agree? We have heard this terminology called as cloud. Putting everything on one boundary is called as cloud, as simple as that. Okay? You have thin client, thick client, servers, data center. Earlier we used to call as Managed Information System Department, MIS department. Today we don't call it as MIS. MIS moved to data center. Data center is also old now. We call it as cloud. A simple word, cloud. Cloud is a mixture of all. Whatever we have discussed now so far is mixture of all. So if you look for cloud opportunities, which is very, very hot today, you can't touch. Next 10, 15 years, you have a golden opportunity in the cloud technology. To go through the cloud technology, first you need to go through the networking certification, storage related certification, then come to cloud. When you talk about cloud, there is a big product like VMware. Happy to share that 80% of research and development of VMware is specifically done in India and specifically in Bangalore. Okay? So they have rendered huge technologies in cloud and they have done wonders. You can always get in touch with VMware certification. You have OpenStack. OpenStack is an open source technology. Like as Satish was telling, there are many courses available on the net. You can enter into OpenStacks and learn OpenStack technology, which is real hotcake. If you know that, if somebody knows that you are good in OpenStack, immediately your appointment letter is ready. That is the demand which we have for OpenStack and virtualization. Because there is a huge scarcity in OpenStack, and trust me, it is not difficult at all. Okay? So, some of the certifications in virtualization, you have VMware Certified Professional, VCAP, VCDX. If you are a VCDX, you will be joining the alumni club of CEO of VMware, Pat Gilsner. Okay? So I'm trying to be a VCDX by April. So it will be conducted only once. It's a very interesting certification. Okay? You have CCA from Citrix, CCEA from Citrix again. You have 3 range of products, Red Hat products, VMware products, Citrix products. So that gives you virtualization. Okay? Opportunities in virtualization I cannot explain in one slide. There is a huge opportunities in cloud. Virtualization, cloud, both are synonymous, okay? There is a huge opportunities in the cloud. If you do something in the cloud, in the right time, create an opportunity in the cloud and get it done. It's a golden opportunity for you on the cloud. Virtualization is zooming like anything. That was some of the technical certification. I have a couple of slides again, which is talking about non-technical. Technical means you are learning something on the technology. To deliver the technology, to speak to the clients, to speak to the project manager or to manage the project, you need to have non-technical or standard certifications which will play an important role in boosting your career. A very good example is like say ITIL. ITIL is a library which gives you standard. Say for example, you are calling Airtel with some problem. They'll give a specific time, correct? Within 24 hours this problem will be rectified. And maybe within 2 hours they may rectify. They may also say within 10 hours it will get activated, but it will be activated in 1 hour. You have something called as response time, resolution time. Response is immediate, resolution may take its own time. So all this standard, how to behave to the customer, how to commit to the customer, is derived internationally through ITIL. And you have PMP, PGMP certification. Program management as well as project management. Today program is different from project. Program includes number of projects. Okay? Online you can learn PMP and PGMP. By the time you come out of your engineering college, if you are a PMP certified, the first value add is this. If somebody looks into your resume, oh, you are PMP guy, you are taken without an interview. Trust me, you are a PMP. If you say that you are a PMP, that says that you are one step ahead in the ladder of the career. That means you know how to manage the project. Half of the HR burden is reduced there. If you know how to manage a project, they may not teach you how to handle it, right? So that gives a lot of time, potential time. Scrum, setting in your system, you can learn Scrum technology. Scrum is also the latest non-technical standard certifications which is very hot. Okay? You have a Scrum study available in India. It was not there quite a while. Other certifications, how many of you want to become an ethical hacker? Okay, few of them, interesting again. If you want to become an ethical hacker, you should learn the security related certifications. Okay? So there are many, like say CISSP, CCSA. Okay? And last and the final certifications is mobile device. If you have a mobile device and if you want to develop an app for that mobile device, and if you want to go core to the mobile app, today the trend is mobile apps. You have certifications on Android as well as Apple also. So you can be a certified Android developer or maybe an Apple developer. Okay, finally, I'd like to tell you one thing. You saw the recent changes in the IT. Most of the IT company CEO are from India. Do you agree? We have the capabilities of knowledge. 3 times I visited USA for a period of 2 to 3 months. I just analyzed many situations there. There is a situation which I have commonly heard from all the US friends. They say that in US, I'm talking about US citizens. US teacher says to the student that if you don't study, some Indian will rule the world. It's the fact. I have heard this 101 times. In the school of US, the teacher will comment to the student, if you're not learning, somebody from India will rule you. This is a fact. They have a fear. It's not the question of fear. We have the knowledge. So we have the knowledge. We can pull the entire world. And you know, concurrently, there is a digital movement in India. And there is an opportunity for Indians to prove to the world. A golden opportunity for Indians to prove to the world. I explained all the certifications because most of the certifications I have done. I do certifications every 3 months and upgrade the certifications. Doing the certifications is not important, as Satish was telling. You need to have the knowledge. But remember, I said one statement, world believes only on the results, not on whether you have the knowledge or not. If you have 100 resumes, how do they filter? They will check all the value add. So if you see certification, that will be bundled separately. How do you prove that you have the knowledge? It's a token. So certification is a token to prove that you have the knowledge. So how to get the certification? go through all the websites, vendor specific websites which I have listed, and you need to improve the learning process. What I do is, if I take, before telling what I do, I would like to tell that I am handling 60 plus technologies over 200 plus clients since 12 years. I started my IT career 18 years back, and I started my IT, not career, IT in 1986. I don't know how many years. I paid 500 rupees bribe to see what is mouse. So it was in the year 1986. Okay? So what I would like to express here is, it is the knowledge and the passion which you need to have. Certification is just an acknowledgement from the vendor. So how to get certified? What I do is, I'll take a product, any given product, you give me any technology today, give me 11 days, 12th day, I'll be knowing what is that technology. In this context, I've learned 60 plus technologies, and upgrading 60 plus technologies all the while. So I don't sleep properly. I have a passion towards certification, and I work on the certification. Okay? So one more method of learning is, break up your knowledge into two divisions. One is theory and practical. Specifically in terms of networking, do the practicals first. When you do the practicals, when you work on the system, 90% goes here. 10% you read like a magazine. Knowledge is yours. So if you don't love that particular subject, you cannot read it. And how do you hate the subject? Whenever you have some difficulties in the subject, if you don't understand, you'll start hating. So start loving, any difficulties will become very simple to you. So this is Naresh for you. You can send mail to me for any such clarifications, any doubts, you can ask me. We can take questions, sir. Any questions? Any questions you can ask me, 1 or 2 questions. Any doubt or questions you can ask me. Okay? So you can always be in touch with me. You can make a note of my email ID. You have a question? Yes. Correct. Yeah, good question. I don't know whether I should share this or not. I was studying in a school called as National High School. There was a computer club. They never used to allow inside the computer room. No, earlier we used to remove the shoes, and nobody used to enter into the computer club. There was a computer which was called as EICO, E-I-K-O. They were manufacturers of the computers at that time. So I gave bribe, quarreling with my parents, to see that particular mouse, Windows 3.11, which was a GUI version, okay, to one of the lab in charge in the school. That's a good question.
Good year, wonderful. So,
thank you very much.
Naresh Gargi, thanks Abdam.
You have a question?
Question Bank.
You have a question?
His name is Question Bank.
Tell me. I doubt I can give that.
ఇంత పొడుగున్నావేంటి నేను జాగ్రత్త నరేష్
Good evening, sir. Actually, what kind of challenges you face while pursuing the certifications? Like, I find I'm a software engineer too. I work in Singapore, Malaysia, abroad. So you did all kind of certifications, no? So, but then through all this journey in my life, like creating VMware, like having physical problem in America, solving in India. So physical problem solving, how to go to US and solve the problem, no, in VMware. So this kind of such challenges, can you say one challenge?
Again, a good question. What are the challenges you faced while doing the certification? One is money. Most of the certifications are not Indian pricings. It is purely USD, US dollars. Some vendors has got 3-tier country charges, which is nominal. So the first and the foremost problem which you face is the money. Any certification, even if you want to upgrade, you have to pay somewhere around $175 or $200. The second challenge which you face in certification is, what you learn today is not true for next year. That's the challenge in IT. That means studying and building a career in IT is a constant process. It's not one time. In 1997, I did a certified novel engineer. Even if it is not useful for me today, I'm upgrading, because once in a year I'll get some trainings on novel. That is the second challenge. Third challenge is, if you are already working, learning will be a difficult process. I'll finish in 11 days. How? First day is overview, 10 days is learning. I'll break up the divisions and finish in 10 days. 11 days, I'll be good for giving the certification. So these are the challenges I face and I overcome. Thank you.